Hey, thanks for tuning in. Today I'd like to do something that I like to call Meme of the Week. Ta-da! Why do you need an AR? Why did Rosa Parks need to sit in the front? In a free nation, there is no requirement to show need to exercise your rights. Why did Rosa Parks need to sit in the front of the bus? And I'm not going to lie to you, when I seen this on social media, my response was, this has to be the craziest comparison I've ever read, or at least one of the craziest comparisons I ever and the person was like, well, it's not about the comparison. I'm like, it's a comparison. Discussion ensued, and you know, people started talking about the racial history and how we found something wrong and we took steps to fix it. When you find something wrong in your society, you should take steps to fix it. And others said, hey, I don't think this is about the racial element, it's about the Second Amendment. So, my response was, stop. Let's talk about what this meme actually says. There's no requirement to prove need. Why did Rosa need to sit in the front? Why did Rosa need to sit in the front? She was a tax-paying professional who got there first. Hey, listen, if you're a tax-paying professional, then the services that are paid for by those tax dollars you have access to, right? You can use the streets, you get street lights, you go to public schools. She got there first. She sat in the seat that she wanted to sit in. Now, if a tax-paying professional, if a citizen of the country is honestly equal, who can tell her to move? By saying you have to move because of the color of your skin, you're saying that you're not equal. Not saying that, hey, this is the handicap session and I need that seat because I'm handicapped. Not saying that, hey, you know what, this is the section for the people who are evaluating the bus driver's skill or safety. There's a million reasons why there could have been a section of the bus that was reserved, but there wasn't. By saying you have to move because of the color of your skin, you're saying that you're not equal. Here's the point. I'm all about the Constitution. I teach the Constitution, but there's only one freedom that people don't think should have any restrictions or boundaries. See, the understanding of freedom that I've always had is your freedoms end where they infringe upon other people's freedoms. All throughout history, leaders have scaled back certain freedoms to ensure other freedoms. Simply put, we have the freedom of religion, but you can't force somebody to join your religion. And you can't hinder somebody from worshiping in their chosen fashion. We have the freedom of speech, but you can't publicly slander someone. You can't lie in court. You can't create mass danger. That whole shouting fire in a crowded theater, shouting bomb in a crowded theater. Let's talk about some trivial things. You have the right to drive a car, but you have to have a license. There's age restrictions. You have to pass a test. You can't drink and drive. There are speed limits, etc. And simply put, why are we so afraid of a discussion? Why do we get so angry about a discussion and try to make it so black and white and refuse to look at the gray areas? We simply go back to a blanket statement of the Second Amendment. To be completely honest, we need to actually look at, hey, you could own as much as you want, but the question of security, storage, how to exchange the possession of one instrument to another person, education of the safety and usage of that equipment, yada, 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 are all questions that we should be able to discuss. We're comfortable with all the rest of our freedoms having some restrictions and boundaries that allow us to exercise the rest of our freedoms. A well-regulated militia necessary to secure a free state. So whether it's for hunting purposes, whether it's for revolution purposes, whether it's for safety purposes, or whether it's for sport, you have the right to keep and bear arms. I think this may be one of the dumbest memes I've seen this year. It really trivializes an important discussion in our society. When we see people in a church be mowed down, when we see people at a music concert being mowed down, and our kids in school. We need to have this discussion. I'm not an authority on this topic, I just know a few things about freedoms and rights in the Constitution. What are some things that we should implement? What are some things that we should never think about? Let's have that discussion. Don't let memes like this turn us into polarized opposites. Please share this with somebody. Put it on social media. Subscribe. Please comment. We love your comments. Share a meme so we can break it down and talk about it.